Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is the Ripper Danny B and welcome back to CWR Asylum, coming to you tonight from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, making his way to the ring, the new CWR World Heavyweight Champion, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. And before this show goes on any further, I do want to apologise for the lateness of this week's episodes. There were some technical issues with the productions this week, but we are back nearly on track, at least anyway, and we are opening this show, this new Asylum, with the new World Heavyweight Champion. Sheamus did exactly what he said he was going to do, and he toppled Dolph Ziggler at Money in the Bank. Sheamus is out here tonight, title around his waist, and you know he's out here for one very good reason, and that is to gloat. Well, there you go. Sheamus out here gloating, but preempting Dolph Ziggler making a challenge for his belt, his rematch clause, and he's giving it to him at Night of Champions in 4 weeks' time. Dolph Ziggler looks like he's going to respond to that. Dolph looking fairly confident with himself still, despite the loss. It was a hard night for Ziggler. No one in the history of this company has wanted to be champion as much as Ziggler. No one has worn their heart on their sleeve quite like the show-off. And for the first time in months, he walks out without the championship tonight. For the first time this season. But Ziggler has something to say himself. We're going to give him the time. Hang on, what's going on? Oh, look at that. Dolph left alone in that ring. Look at that. Bray Wyatt's, whatever that is, that just flashed across the screen. We went dark for a few seconds and Sheamus was nowhere to be seen. In fact, I'm being told that he had just scarpered through the crowd as soon as he saw Bray Wyatt's flash there. And you can't blame him. Mr. Money in the Bank Bray Wyatt just scared Sheamus off. Dolph Ziggler says fine, we'll hang about. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got to move on to our main event this evening. And this is a tables match, and it is for the Hardcore Championship. Introducing the competitors first, the challenger from Stone Mountain, Georgia, Apollo Crews. Hang on, there's the champion, there's Braun Strowman. What's Strowman doing out here? Apollo hasn't seen him yet. Strowman making a beeline down that aisle. And he's just clobbered Cruz with the championship. And you hear the bell ring there. Hardcore stipulation rules means that we do not have to wait until both men are inside the ring to start this one off. Strowman has just clobbered a Cruz, but Cruz is going to fight back. We saw an absolutely dominating performance at Money in the Bank from Braun Strowman. Cruz got in a few good moves, but realistically that match was all Strowman. Strowman becoming the new hardcore champion. And Strowman not having any of it tonight. This monster of a man, just look at that manhandling Apollo Crews. Strowman once again has the championship in hand. Goes to clock Cruz with it. Cruz knocks the belt out of the ring as he goes after Strowman. And look at the agility from Apollo Crews in that one. Cruz got the other night. It was as simple as that. He went in. And Strowman, look at the power of Apollo Crews there. Strowman is a near 400-pound man. And he just got power slammed by Apollo Crews and now using the table to his advantage. As I was saying, Crews got. He went for it. And look at this. Apollo Crews going for the suplex. Could have been looking to put Strowman straight through that table and end this one early. But Strowman wasn't having any of it. But you can see Apollo Crews keeping up the pressure tonight. But Strowman fights back with the power game. He underestimated Braun Strowman, I think, did Apollo Crews. Which is a rare thing to say about the former champion. But he just didn't see the destruction coming. Look at that powerbomb on the outside. And Braun Strowman is not screwing around. Strowman has been on a destructive tear as of late. Now he is the hardcore champion. But look at Apollo Crews, the power and momentum there. Belly to belly overhead suplex. Who'd have ever thought we'd see Strowman get manhandled like this, especially by a guy who's considerably lighter like Apollo Crews. But Crews, we know he's the hybrid athlete. He is the perfect blend. And just look at this. I've got to say I am impressed with Crews right now. But to win this match, you've got to put your opponent through the table. And despite this manhandling of Strowman, that is still not going to be an easy feat for Crews to achieve. They're so far away from any table right now as well, which certainly isn't going to help. Of course, there's no disqualifications, no count-outs. You know the rules of a tables match. Crews knows he can win a tables match. He defeated The Miz back in Apocalypse in a tables match to retain this title. And I said they were miles away from a table. Strowman finds another one and just runs through Crews with it. And this is probably why Apollo Crews not only chose to have this rematch as quickly as he did, but he chose the table match stipulation. Apollo Crews now doing his best to fight back. And look at that. Oh, Crews nearly goes through the table. Look at this now. Strowman has Crews in trouble. So close already. Strowman nearly won this thing. Looks like Strowman's going to go for it again, but no, not having any of it. Braun Strowman struggling up that table. Careful, he's got to be careful not to put his foot through it. You know, the match could end that way if it's deemed that Strowman actually gets placed through the table. Let's reset a little bit here as we're inside the ring. And now look at Strowman. He's going to have Crews up on the shoulder. Is he going to try and put him through? No, he's just going to go for the damage on Crews. And this is kind of what I would have expected from Braun Strowman. He isn't going to try and end this thing straight away. He's going to do a little bit of damage first. Strowman isn't all about winning. In Strowman's mind, he's got this thing. You can't tell Braun Strowman that he is not the most dominant force. But this could be trouble now. Cruz bounces off the table, but he doesn't go through it, and that was almost it for Braun Strowman there. Apollo Crews, now look at that. Strowman's going to finish the job, but Cruz is having none of it. Trying to fight back once again, but Braun Strowman throws him backwards in the big boot there. You saw Apollo Crews come running in to try and take advantage of the situation, but Strowman having absolutely none of it. Rib breaker by this monster of a man. Now look at Strowman taking his time, thinking about his strategy, running STO. Cruz is going to be looking to win this thing as quickly as possible. Strowman, I think, wants to make sure that Cruz doesn't keep coming back wanting more. He's trying to prove a point is the monster. And look at that. Cruz just struck him and Strowman shrugged it off and right back again. The power game from Braun Strowman is unbelievable. Well, Strowman got in mind. Here he has Cruz in the corner. This could be bad news for Apollo Crews. No, maybe not. Cruz going to use that athleticism to his advantage. That shoulder tackle there, and you saw how close Strowman was to falling through that table there. Cruz could have stolen the championship back, and that suplex is exactly the sort of thing he needs to be doing to win this match. He could pull out a shocker here, could Cruz. As former champion, it's not that much of an upset, but it would still be a massive shock. Now Cruz has set the table back up, and it looks like he was going to try and put Strowman through it. A right hand staggers the big man momentarily, enough for Cruz to try and take advantage. And now Apollo Crews swinging neck breaker. Manages to avoid hitting the table there as well, which is fairly sensible. And Crews obviously has a game plan in mind, but Strowman is just not allowing it to happen that easily. But a Russian leg sweep from Apollo Crews sees the big man completely off his game right now, and I gotta say, I am impressed with Apollo Crews. But this is bad positioning for Apollo Crews. Strowman actually backing up. Unsurprisingly, I would have thought Strowman would be looking to finish this right now, but maybe not. Maybe Strowman has other ideas. No, he's just trash talking just a little bit there. Runs through Crews with the table. Now Strowman's got it in the corner. Could be looking for maximum damage here. I mean, we know Strowman likes to hurt people. That is half of his thing. Apollo's got to watch out. And we're back on the outside now. Again, very near another table. With so much wood out there, you got to be able to keep an eye around your environment. Make sure that, you're not going to accidentally find yourself in trouble. Strowman takes it back to the ring, though, away from the table that was on the outside. You just don't know if Strowman is coming in with a game plan or whether he's just kind of going with it as he goes along. Like, Apollo would have come in here with a game plan. He's got something laid out in mind. He's got an idea of how to defeat Strowman, not to get caught like last time. And so far, it seems to be working for Crews. And it could work all the way here, but no! Braun Strowman moves out of the way, and Apollo puts himself through the table. Obviously, that doesn't end the match, because Strowman didn't actually send Crews through that table. Crews sent himself through. If Strowman had been able to just kind of switch it around and just put his hand on the back of Crews, that would have ended it. But no, Strowman just got out of the way. The match continues, but this is still dangerous positioning now. Crews on top rope, and oh, that was almost it there, but my God. Strowman hits that boot. Apollo goes crashing all the way to the floor. I mean, in some ways, he's lucky he didn't hit that table on the outside there. But in other ways, you got to think that has got to have hurt. That has got to have at least bruised a rib or something. But Apollo, to his credit, continues to fight back. This is the heart of the former champion. But Braun Strowman now has him in the corner. That table right behind them, and Strowman has Apollo Crews on the top rope. And what Strowman got in mind here? He's going to lift him in for the sidewalk slam, and there it is! That was all she wrote. You take a look back at some of the highlights of this matchup now. Just driving Apollo down in the early stages of the matchup. And I guess we're not going to take a look at many of the highlights because this was the one that ended it. Just look at that. Sidewalk slam through the table. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still hardcore champion, Braun Strowman. Another dominating display by the champion there, but ladies and gentlemen, that was CWR Asylum. If you did enjoy that video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more CWR 4 days a week. Until next time, remember to keep it sweet!